I don't know how anybody can live in America and actually, or any white community around the world, and actually say that the levels of acceptance for some of the things that are practiced, what is accepted in their system or their structure, is actually to be considered a standard for a worldwide level. There is no other country I know that can actually make racism look so casual and so friendly and fun, when the reality of racism is it has been a cost for many black people, on a lively level, on an emotional level, on a deteriorating level. I never understand how this situation can never be addressed. And I'm just going to outline it there. It is because black people refuse to address the situation presently that there is no way to work around the level of just this figure or malfunction that white people seem to experience when it comes to treating black people with a sense of respect. I can't further emphasize that point anymore. How their problems can ever be our problems. The white power structure is currently under a serious deficit. Divorce rates are getting out of hand. Mental health is rising amongst the white community, and it is blatantly obvious. White police officers are, for the first time in history, being called out for their fraudulent behavior and are facing lawful punishments for exploiting the system. Not only exploiting the system, but exploiting black people at the cost of their livelihood. It will never dawn upon you how far away from a standard of living that these people have gone through, and are actually now seeing nothing more than the fall of themselves and what they have created, and perhaps even more that we just will not dive into, because the situation is extremely unhealthy. So what they're doing now is they are now practicing what they have been practicing for hundreds of years, which is the only way they know to get in power, and that is to prove how white they are. They are in an immediate thrust to look for any black person to exploit. They are in an immediate rush and a hurry to prove what they have been taught by history about that black person. Well, I'm here to tell you, and just to make it simple, we're not living in history, we're living in the present. And the present state of the black man is one that cannot realize the lack of control that white people refuse to gain a sense of compass with, and will continue to practice their stone acts, right? Their acts are as old as stone, and for some reason they consider themselves to be cultured and to be hip and to be new and modern, when those acts have clearly proven to actually just be outdated and probably unworthy and unconsiderable. Zero tolerance or even zero meaning behind anything that they have ever done or said towards black people simply because of the fact that they are clinging on to the only thing they have, which is the fact that they are white. I have never seen anybody put their eggs in one basket like that for such a long period of time and believe that despite the fact that we've had a series of events throughout history which have granted black people that these particular groups of people decide to go above and beyond systematic measures, principles, and laws to try and interfere on the basis of what a black man needs to do to establish himself, which is just like any other person on earth, work for his food and work to provide for his family. And now you have white people who immediately seem to throw a sense of hostility towards that black person, trying to prove their selves. That person's in a very bad spot. I can't tell you what to say beyond that. There really has to be questioning, and I really do want to ask you, like, does that sound like the type of life that is fulfilled? I would much rather live a life where I know people were hostile to me for trying to help my community and for trying to actually break through some of these barriers, which I knew, should I live in them any longer, would lead to devastating consequences, right? I would probably prefer if black people would just acknowledge that deep down inside they feel forced to smile amongst the white masses, because they know the white masses will single them out and will alienate them out and will accuse them should they ever question the quote unquote goodness or the whiteness that they have worked so hard to treasure through the consequence of many black people having to be the footstool to their claim, which they claim to be at the top. And you never will understand how the focus gets along. I can only tell you from experience that such a group will lose control to the point where what we're seeing today will force them into trying to recreate their legacy with black people today. And to my knowledge, they will try the same tricks, which is to take more than they give without actually contributing anything of value or meaning towards the black people. And the black people will sadly, unless they are aware that this will happen, will bring a sense of tokenism to the point where they will take what the white people say, they will take what the white people do, they will take what the white people give, and sadly there will never be any sort of growth within black people unless we actually develop what it is that is needed to barricade the white people who are practicing these ancient or these broken acts, which are taking us away from our mothers, taking us away from our black sisters, taking us away from our black brothers, taking us away from our blackness for their own personal gain. And once you truly establish this, once you truly understand that the methods that they are using can no longer work, they can no longer remain valid, the turnaround will occur. And I truly believe that the level of compassion that black people feel for white people, that has been felt for years, will turn into a level of motivation to drive that same compassion towards our like-minded people who have been through us throughout this journey and throughout history, and will always present a sense of morality towards appropriately just continuing to show the resilience of the black man, of actually showing the determination, the courage, and the strengths of a black man for you to endure so much pain and affliction and to remain as peaceful and law-abiding as you are. That shows me that you are going to go very far in this world. That shows me that you are, as a matter of fact, really oriented, and you have a meaning beyond what anybody made of white skin and bones could ever define you as, and you will learn that to be true when you actually establish what it really means to see culture from various perspectives, and rather than conforming to the white masses and the white majority, I do firmly believe that you will establish a sense of perhaps grounding within yourself to know that your values are meaningful within your own community, and that your values are meaningful to others around the world who also seek some of that strength and determination, especially during these times. Whatever mental disorder is going on within the white community, keep it to them. Whatever hostility, racism, keep it to them. Whatever economic pressure, debt, immoral behavior, explicit nature is going on within them, leave it to them. They'll try and push it onto you. The only thing they're going to do is try. That they will never succeed. Listen, at the end of the day, they're another human being and you can't control them. What you can control is developing a sense of what it means to effectively respond to such a level of isolation. And the best way you can respond is to understand that your struggle is not integral to you, but is rather experienced by many brothers and sisters around the world who, similar to you, are also looking for methods and looking for resources along with hope and tools necessary in order to deal with some of these circumstances which are holding black people back. And I can assure you that throughout the journey that we have had, our community stand strong, and our community stand firm, contrary to what we have seen on the white media, which is nothing more than the white-minded black puppets falsely betraying the black community. We actively have the black root of our belief at hand, and the best way we're going to tackle this black root is by truly establishing what it really means to have a direction, of what it really means to have a meaning, and it is only through establishing our meaning of what it means to be black that I am of firm belief that circumstances, along with many diverting factors that may divert us away from our blackness, need to be identified while everybody continues to seek the wisdom, the truth, the skill sets, the foundation, and the qualities that the black people possess. I really do see the hope, and there is no other community with far more hope, and the level of hope has to just be understood because unless you really do firmly grasp yourself, I don't know how else you will break free. And as I have said it before, if you choose to go with the white people and believe what they say about you and believe that you need them in order to grow in this part of the world, knowing that there were civilizations that existed in this part of the world before they came and they conquered and they tore everything apart, you are going to face a lot of affliction. If you believe that you need to be a black person and firmly grounded in your black knowledge and your roots and your culture, you will face affliction. Either way, it doesn't matter which way you go, there will be affliction. But as I was telling you, one situation will bring a sense of change and direction, and the other one will be like a sense of surrendering, a sense of being treated as unfair. And you will always remain in that situation unless you commit and you devote every ounce of your strength that elders have invested so much into, to make sure that you can actually advance and move beyond what has been created.